Hi, I'm Judy with Amazing Trails Yoga. In today's practice, we are using movement and stretches to release emotional stress deep in our hips, a great storage vessel as the psoas is linked to our adrenal glands. This will result in greater mobility and very happy hips. Having hiked Hawks Nest Highway and trails along the Delaware River in New York State. We are starting in Baddha Konasana, butterfly, with the soles of our feet together, our knees spread out, and we will flap our wings in sync with our breathing. So you will flap as many times on the inhale as you flap on the exhale. So we're inhaling, flap, 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 flapping our wings. Exhale, flap, 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 flapping our wings. Inhale, flapping as many times as you like. And exhaling. This is warming up our hips and keeping our breath in check. Inhale. Same duration as the exhale. Take your feet a bit farther out. I will show you sideways. Make a diamond shape with your legs. And we're inhaling and we're exhaling forward. You can rest your third eye on a block. Maybe bring it down further, or possibly your third eye can come to the soles of your feet. They make a little pillow. And we're breathing. Slowly come up, take your feet to the sides of the mat. Our hands will come back. We're windshielding our knees back and forth, loosening up our hips. About to make them super happy. When they come to the sky, we'll bring our knees up and we'll do a big round of bicycles. Taking big pedals, I don't know what type of bicycle this is, and reversing. And we'll do it the other way. We're going to come into some nice deep hip stretches, and I certainly like to stretch when the muscles are warmed up instead of stretching cold muscles. Going one way and reversing it. We're bringing the knees to the chest. You could stay right where you are, or come down to your forearms, whatever's more comfortable for you. We'll extend our feet out, open, together, and bring back to our chest. Now the tricky part, we extend, take your right leg out to the side, together, and back to the chest. Extend, your left leg comes out, together, back to the chest. We'll extend and open both feet out, together, back to the chest. We'll do a few more, opening up your right. Your left leg stays in line with the rest of you. Requires a little coordination. Your left leg is out, together, to the chest, out. We open, together, to the chest. We'll do one more on each side, out. Your right leg comes out, together, to the chest, extend, your left leg comes out, together, to the chest, extend, your both legs come out, and together. We're going to cross for 4 up, and cross for 4 down. Cross for 4 up, and cross for 4 down. Cross for 4 up, and cross for 4 down. Putting your feet on the ground, we'll come up. Now your hips are nice and warm, ready to begin. Take your right leg over your left, and we're coming to a seated pigeon. You can maybe put your arms forward. Your chest can come as close to your cross leg as you like. You're breathing. Take your bottom left leg. Oh, no, keep your bottom left leg right where it is. Take your bottom left leg and you're bending it and bringing it by your right hip. And we're cradling the baby. This is like a cradle. Pick your right leg up and you're rocking it back and forth, opening up your hip, back and forth, lubricating your joints, your pelvis. Take your foot, cross it over the left side. Bring your right arm behind you. Your left arm comes up and over the side of your right thigh. Maybe you can make a little hook with your elbow. Look over your right shoulder. And looking forward, take your left foot and bring it out a ways, and your right leg is crossed over. We're coming into chimney or fireplace or whatever you want to call it. So your both shins are parallel to the front of the mat, knee over ankle, the other knee over ankle. And I know a lot of us are up here like that. You can maybe use a block to help you. Doesn't matter. You don't have to come all the way down. If you like, take your elbows and put them on the sole of your foot and your knee. Maybe you could push that down a little bit further. Really great hip opener. And coming up, we'll take our feet more out to the side. You can bring them close to your hips, which is just as well. This is a little more challenging when they're still parallel to the front of the mat. This is a shoelace pose. We'll end with a reclined shoelace. And we're coming forward a bit. You can keep your hands on your feet. You can be up like this. It does not matter. You can come forward, maybe all the way down. Another great sensation on your hips. And coming up, take your left hand behind you. Maybe you can scoot your bottom up a little bit. We're going to do the fancy magic trick. So we're coming up on our feet. You'll find that if you're walking to your left, that seems more natural. You're pivoting on your feet all the way around, and then you will end up with shoelace pose with your left leg over and rocks between your toes like I have. And you're in a shoelace, your sits bones are on the mat, and you're looking up, so your left knee is directly over your right. This is just fine. You can lean forward if you like. Whatever's comfortable for you. We're doing this on the other side in reverse. Feels really nice. Deep, deep hip openers. We store a lot of tension in our hips. This will certainly help. And we are bringing our knees apart so that one ankle is over the knee and the other knee is over the ankle. We're back in chimney, fireplace, whatever you like to call it. Again, you can use a block to help support you, however high. You can take your elbow to your foot, the sole of your foot, your other elbow to your knee, maybe push them down a bit. Very nice. Your hips are thanking you right now, saying, oh, this is just what I needed. Breathing deeply. And coming up, take your bottom ankle towards your left hip. And we are going to cradle the baby, lift up your leg. Rock the baby back and forth, back and forth. Very nice. Lubricating those hips. Take your foot and cross it over your right thigh. Bring your left arm behind you. Lift up your right arm, and we're going to do a spinal twist to the other side. Look over your left shoulder. Maybe you could hook your left thigh by your elbow. Very nice. And looking ahead, we'll take our left foot in front and our right leg comes back. And we're in a low lunge. Our right leg is back, feels nice. And to lubricate those hips a little more, we can lift them up, bring them back, squaring off your hips to the front of the mat and forward. You could always use blocks to bring the earth closer to you at any length that you like. It could be at your fingertips. Very nice. And with your hands on the mat, bring your left foot back into a downward dog. Lift up your right leg and you're bending it at the knee. You're making giant hip circles in downward dog. One way. Very nice. The other way. Bringing your knee up. We're going to stack your hip over your other hip. Hips over hips. Your knee is directly over your hip as well. Looking under your right armpit. If this is in your practice, you could bring your right foot back and flip your dog into a rock star. Otherwise, bring it down into a plank, bend your right leg, and you're flipping it, not so scary. Lifting up your hips and down. Utilizing those hips up and down. Up and down. Very nice. When we come up, we're coming back into the downward dog, lifting up your left leg and bringing it to the pinky toe side of your hand. And again, you could always lift it up and help it up along the way. It is on the pinky toe side of your hand. And you could take your back knee, bring it to the mat. This is fine, just how we are. You could come even lower onto your forearms. You could put your forearms on a block. Everybody's different. Everybody is at different levels. Whatever is most helpful to you. Very nice. Enjoy this moment. We are coming up, straightening our arms. You can always have the blocks by you. And we're coming up on our back foot, dropping your ankle, taking your toes a bit forward. We're coming into a Skandasana, lateral lunge. Your arms are right in front. You can use a block to help yourself. I know this is kind of low. Maybe you could put your hands in a prayer position. And a little bit on the hips. We're going to drop the hips to the mat and come up. And drop. We're rolling our hips. I want to keep warming them up, keeping them warm as we come into these deep stretches. Then we're going to come all the way up. Take your blocks. I'm just going to toss them over to the other side. We may need them. Taking our hands to the mat. We're walking up. Our legs are bent. And you're taking your hands around maybe your ankles, your calves, or just touching your legs. We're going to drop our crown of our head toward the mat as we straighten our legs. To drop your seat and open up. Drop your seat, open up your legs, warming up those hips. Dropping, Taking our hands to prayer. If you can reach, it depends on how far your feet are. Coming up a little ways. Take your heels, make sure that they're in a bit. We're in a prayer. And we're going to bob up and down, warming up those hips, keeping them nice and warm. Great, you're doing so well. Take your right foot toward the right side. Your left heel comes around. We're coming into the low lunge and back into the downward dog. Very nice. From downward dog, lift up your left leg, bend it at the knee. We're making giant hip circles. And the other way. And we're going to stack our hips. Bring your hip over the other one. Very nice with your leg bent. Look over your left, under your left arm. You can come again right into the rock star if you like. Or with my friends that are a little afraid to do this, it's very challenging. We're coming into a plank. Lift up your left leg, bend it at the knee, and flip over. We'll all end up together in rock star. Dropping our right hip to the mat and up. Down to the mat and up. Down to the mat and up. Very nice. We're coming around. Bring your left foot up and bring your left foot forward into the lunge. We're bringing up our hips, squaring our hips to the front of the mat and down. We don't have to straighten our legs too much. We don't want to lock the knee. Warming up our happy hips. Very, very nice. Then we're dropping the back knee to the mat, coming over the top of our feet. You could put your arms down, rest your forearms onto the blocks or all the way down. Very lovely. Just enjoying this stretch. And we're coming up onto our arms, flipping over your foot, bringing your back foot back into the downward dog, lifting up your right leg, looking between your hands, and it comes forward. We're in a low lunge. You're taking your back heel to the mat, your right leg, your right foot is down on the mat, our arms are in front. Coming into the prayer, Skandasana, and again we'll lower the hips and up. Lower the hips and up. Lower and up. Lower and up. Very, very nice. Bringing your hands in front. We're bending our legs. We're in a wide goddess. You could take your elbows toward your knees, maybe spread them a bit. And coming into a prayer, we are going to lift up your right heel. I'm counting, 4 more. Your left heel. And then we're going to do both, like one and then the other, moving, utilizing our hips, getting our blood circulating, keeping warm. And we're coming up for relief. And you're going to toe heel further, coming down into Malasana. Maybe we can go from side to side. Very, very nice. As gracefully as we can. We practice this with Skandasana. We're sitting back onto our sits bones. You can use your arms to help you. And again, as gracefully as we like, we'll take our legs out into a straddle, seated straddle. Really good for the hips. giving all different kinds of sensations to the hips. You could maybe bring the blocks ahead of you as we're leaning forward. Put your forearms on the blocks, on the ground, anything you like. Coming down. You could stay like this for a long time, as long as you like. Put it on pause. We're coming up and you're taking your left leg. You are crossing it over your right. And we are coming down. Our legs are crossed. Your right foot is on the ground. Your left foot is crossed over, and we're laying back into a supine pigeon. There should be a big opening in this figure 4. Take your right arm through your legs, or rather your left arm, and you could grab a hold of your shin, pull your knee and your ankle toward your chest. Feels really nice. Straightening your right leg. And your left leg is in front. We're wrapping our left leg around our right, eagle wrapping. Take your arms out to the side. Bring your hips a little over to the right. Nope. Bring your hips a little over to the left as we drop our knees to the right. Look over your left shoulder. You're coming up, and your left knee is over your right. We're separating our heels. Go for our ankles, our calves, our pinky toe side of our feet. We're in a shoelace. Maybe pull the soles of your feet closer to you. Very nice. And bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Picking up your right leg, cross it over your left. There's a figure 4 position. Your right arm goes through the space. Grab a hold of your shin, pull your ankle towards you, your shin towards you. Supine pigeon. Straightening your left leg. We'll take your right leg around, wrap it around, eagle, wrap it around. Very nice. Bring your hips a little to the right as we drop our knees to the left. Look over your right shoulder. Nice twist. You're also stretching your sciatic, your hips. Looking up to the sky, we'll bring our knees to our chest. Unravel a bit. Keep your right leg crossed as you grab the outside of your calves, your ankles, pinky toe side of your feet. We're coming in a shoelace. Very lovely. We unravel, your knees come to your chest, your ankles are together. Drop your feet to the mat, to the outsides of your mat. Take your hands out to the side, and we're going to windshield our knees back and forth. Might feel a little bit differently than it did in the beginning. We are windshielding our knees over to the left. Pick up your left ankle and place it over your right knee. Help gravity pull down on your hips, opening your hips. Should feel absolutely beautiful. Taking this in, this moment. Releasing, we'll windshield to the other side, back and forth, and drop our knees over to the right. Take your right ankle over your left. Feels very, very good. You have made your hips so happy today. This helps your mobility, moving around. Your hips are so very, very important. We are releasing. Bring your knees back up to your chest. Keep your feet apart as you take your arms to the pinky toe side of your feet, your ankles, the outside of your calves, whatever you can grab. We're in a happy baby. You could rock back and forth as we rock the baby in the cradle. A last minute hip opener. Baby's going to sleep soon. Take the soles of your feet together. In a Baddha Konasana, we are coming down to Supine Baddha Konasana. The soles of your feet are together. And you're bringing your heels down, straightening your legs. Your heels are together at the end of the mat. Separate your feet. Your feet are pointing out diagonally to the sides of the mat. Your hands are up toward the sky. Coming into Shavasana. Allowing your body to sink into the ground. Taking in everything we've just done. Take a nice deep breath in and out. You could bring one knee up to your chest and the other comes to meet it. Rolling to either side. Making your way back up into Butterfly Baddha Konasana where we started today. Palms in prayer. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Delaware River, Hawk's Nest Road. Beautiful, beautiful day. Make sure you subscribe, like us. We love you. Have a gorgeous day, a healthy day, a happy day with those hips. Namaste.